I remember when I first started doing jiu-jitsu. At the time, I was living in a small town with a population of 1,200 people. The closest gym was a 30-minute commute and only had class on Monday and Thursday evenings and Saturday mornings, none of which were for beginners. Despite this inconvenience, I was instantly hooked after my first class and made every subsequent one. Obviously, rolling with people that had up to 10 years of experience at the time, I often found myself in less than optimal positions. And from one of these positions in particular, I quickly developed an ability to not only be defensive from, but also offer a good offense from. This position has today become one of the strengths of my game, the turtle. Welcome to this episode of the Essentials. Today we're going to be going over the turtle. In this series, we cover the essential building blocks of jiu-jitsu that are going to help you get the results that you're looking for, whether that's winning your next tournament or that's getting that next stripe on your belt. It's going to help you get closer to the goals that you have in your jiu-jitsu. I'm your host, Jedi. Let's go ahead and get right into this. Now, I've been training for a little over 6 years now, and I've rolled with some of the best grapplers out there, and Turtle has repeatedly gotten me out of hot water when rolling with Olympic-level wrestlers, with UFC-level fighters, and with world champion jiu-jitsu competitors. And as some of you may already know, being good at scrambling, creating spaces, and getting up to your feet, or retaining guard is going to help you in so many matches where you're about equally matched with your opponent, and maybe they're even a little better. This is one of those things that is really going to come in handy when it comes down to breaking ties and to winning those super close matches. So before we break into any of the technical escapes we're going to be going over today, I want to start by going over the basic strategy of Turtle and go through some situations where you might find yourself ending up in Turtle from. If you get taken down, getting to Turtle can help you to fight your way back up. Also, if you're about to get your guard passed, going to Turtle can give you some options to escape. Now, those are the two most common ways that you're going to find yourself ending up in Turtle from, and honestly, if you do tend to find yourself in Turtle a lot, usually you get into them from either getting taken down, getting your guard passed, or a mixture of the two. Let's say you're about to get your guard passed, and you try to stand up, but then they circle around to your back, and voila, you end up in Turtle. Now let's go on some of the basic details of the turtle itself. Set on your ankles to protect your base, and bring your elbows as close to your hips as possible. If they try to chop out your hips, readjust and turn into them. And if they try to jump on your back, tuck your chin in, shrug your shoulders, and pull your elbows close. And you can even post on your head and raise your hips to make it even harder. And before we get into any of these escapes, it's important to understand that if you are constantly being put off balance, you're constantly at threat of getting your back taken from Turtle, then probably none of these escapes are going to work for you, because many of these escapes that we're about to get into rely on having a good base and being good at defending any attacks that they're trying to throw your way. So it's important to understand that a good offense comes from having a good base and a good defense. For the first escape, post on your hands, shoot your hips forward, and set to your right hip as you turn into your opponent. Here's me hitting it live. For the second escape, grab your partner's thumb, put it in your pocket as you step up with the same side leg and run away. And here's me hitting it live. And if they get a hook in and try to take your back, you're going to roll your weight on top of their chest, grab their bottom ankle, throw your legs to the other side, and turn into their hips to solidify top position. And if they sit to their side, you can also grab their knee and use your shoulder to drive their hips down so that you come up in top half guard. And here's me hitting that one live. And if they bring their hips high, you can grab their knee, reach around for the underhook, and then you can use your leg to step across to take their back. And if they sprawl out, whenever you go for the underhook, instead of stepping around, just do a push-up and get up to your feet. And here's me hitting that one live. Now, something important to keep in mind regarding all of these escapes is that they're all, by nature, very situational. And what I mean by that is that they depend very heavily on the look that your opponent is giving you. And so it's important to be very aware of how your opponent is trying to attack your turtle so that you're able to correctly identify the best one of these escapes to use to effectively disengage from the situation and escape it. Also, more than likely, your first attempt at escaping is not going to work, and so it's important that you can chain 1, 2, or even 3 of these escapes together the same way you would throw a left hook and a right leg kick if you were sparring in Muay Thai. You're also going to have to be able to combo these escapes together for maximum results. So for example, maybe you try to stand up and your opponent is able to bring you back to the ground. That might give you enough space to set out into some sort of open guard scenario. Alright guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. I put a lot of time and energy into shooting and editing these videos. I'd really appreciate it. Next week, we're going to be going over escaping side control. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you can be notified the moment I post it. Until next time, guys, I've been Jedi. You've been awesome. I'll see you next week. And remember, stay consistent.
You better talk, I don't talk, I get it. Yeah, you know I'm about it, if it kill me, I'ma let it. Run into the bag like I'm so athletic. I've been up since 6, making hits like tennis. I've been on fire, I just need my credit.